course. Yes, 150 people are waiting. Chat is moving, so I've got to pause that. Yeah, that works. We're going to be talking about all sorts of crazy shit today. Yeah, we might as well talk about the fried chicken and watermelon incident in Charlotte, North Carolina as well, because that was hilarious. In fact, let me get that link really quickly. Just a sec, everyone. I've got to grab that one. It was humorous. Well, it was beyond humorous. It was fucking hilarious. It was also extremely racist, but it doesn't really matter because it's still funny. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. Don't worry. We've got a very special news story. Spectrum call center in Charlotte reportedly provided fried chicken and watermelon to employees for Juneteenth. Oh my God. Yeah, no, trust me, there's plenty of funny news. Unable to back down, Israel and Hezbollah move closer to all-out war. That's a little bit less funny, obviously. Trump says he's chosen a running mate, but he hasn't told the running mate that he's chosen them. We'll be speculating about that. I can't wait to see chat with regards to that. The Gulf Times one over here, for some reason, it didn't archive correctly, but it's really about the EU. And the European Union is the sick man of Europe. We'll be talking about that. After judge tosses Nevada fake electors case, AG says he will appeal immediately. This has to do with venue, so it's not actually about the merits of the case. So keep that in mind. We'll be analyzing. Can Leech's leap? New video may help answer that debate. For more than a century, biologists have clashed over Leech acrobatics. Yes, it looks like a young understudy, actually, with a university, a grad student, has proven that indeed land leeches are capable of jumping, which should terrify you because, you don't want to leech on you. Cannabis crooks come dump tons of soil in my bedroom. I turn the lights on and it's, oh my God, 3 feet of soil in my bedroom, Charles Reeves says, still in disbelief as he shows the BBC his home. I'm surprised the floors are even withstanding all this stuff. Yes, apparently he rented out his home briefly to some other people, and they used it for a weed growing operation. The problem being they left behind all the soil and everything else. I would think if you're making that kind of money, couldn't you remove the soil? Be a good tenant? I would think that would be fairly easy. I know that I would. You absorb a little bit of cost, but that's okay. And then we've got the watermelon and fried chicken. I know that I covered this morning, but it's just too fucking funny. If you take the link in the description, archived, of course, for that. In fact, let me share it out cross-platform. Yeah, there's the link for that over on YouTube. And there's the link over on Rumble. That's one hell of a funny fucking story. It's one of the favorite things that I've ever read in my whole life. Spectrum call center in Charlotte reportedly provided fried chicken and watermelon to employees for Juneteenth. Yeah, that went over really well, by the way. Fried chicken, watermelon. Where's the okra? Where's the collard greens? Where's the grape drink? Where's the Cools or the Newports? Apparently they forgot those. They didn't have enough of a budget. Lego Creation 06. Good morning. Walking my dogs, Lego and brick, and listening to Sticks. If you get on before I'm done, lol. Wow. Finally caught you live again. Now take my shekels. Absolutely. I've got actual shekels in my coin collection. Yeah, there's some weird shit that's been going on. And keep in mind, we're only a few days out from the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So that's going to be a big one. Crussus and a skin-eating bacteria. Ooh. Yeah, no, thank you. Fubar 2020. How will Supreme Court decide on Trump immunity? I cannot give you any estimation of that. I don't know how they're going to decide on that. My own personal preference is that they rule that he has immunity in those specific cases, but they don't extend it further. They leave it open-ended. And that's what the Supreme Court generally should do. Be very, very measured. Be very, very basic in your opinions. Because what you don't want is to have a situation where presidents can do whatever the fuck they want and never get charged for it. Yeah, that would be a bad thing. What you also don't want is that presidents can be retroactively charged with whatever the fuck the current administration wants. So you sort of you have to straddle the fence. Yeah, don't forget the malt liquor, says Drennan official. Yeah, get those 40s in there. 40s, grape drank. You got your ochre, you got your collards. That's the health food. And then you got fried chicken, watermelon. You've got, I don't know, you got some Cools. You get some Newports. Always menthol, by the way. It's very stereotypical. When I talked about that this morning, I stated outright, and this is the truth, quite clearly there was bigotry involved here. Someone made a conscious decision to serve fried chicken and watermelon on Juneteenth. Somebody made a conscious decision to do that. It was not on accident. They didn't just accidentally choose that menu, now did they? Dark World. Think about how funny it would be if Trump's VP pick was Tulsi. Kamala might visibly sweat. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's Tulsi Gabbard. Unfortunately, I'm not expecting that it's Tulsi Gabbard. Ray Atkinson. FYI, Sticks. Wanted to tell you FDR depleted natural-born citizenship from people unless they signed loyalty oath. I have wives, grandmothers, paperwork. Huh. I didn't know that. Oh, deleted, not depleted. My apologies. Doesn't surprise me, though. Let's get to the news. We'll be keeping it a little bit short today, by the way, because I'm hungry as goddamn fuck. I think Liz, she'll probably bring me a snack when she's out at the shop, so that'll be good. Unable to back down, Israel and Hezbollah move closer to all-out war. Yeah, talk about a great thing. Israel v. Hezbollah would be a goddamn bloodbath. This is not like Hamas. Israel can crush Hamas. They can't remove them from existence. That's not possible, and the IDF has already told Netanyahu that for political reasons. But you are capable of suppressing them. It's a few tens of thousands of people. They don't have a huge international backing or anything like that. With Hezbollah, you do. You have the backing of Iran, which in turn has the backing of Russia, which just robbed North Korea, by the way, from the Chinese, which I find funny because most people aren't getting the memo. They think that it's just Russia being part of the Eastern Bloc. Oh, no, 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 no. Russia and China are not allies. They are hostile towards one another. People just don't understand that. And so they've just stolen the North Koreans. Putin just bringing a high-end car over to drive, Kim Jong-un around in. And, Xi Jinping didn't do that. So naturally, he's sucking hind tit at the moment. The Russians have taken the fore with regards to the Eastern Bloc. They're asserting hegemony. And people don't understand that, and they never will. That being said, Israel v. Hezbollah would be pretty fucking messy. Hezbollah is not Hamas. Several 100,000 people, fairly well supplied, very well trained, with a lot more weapons, a lot more, bang for the buck than Hamas could ever have. It would be much more difficult for Israel. And that's why Netanyahu has openly proclaimed in the last 24 hours, the hot war in Gaza is now over. We're swinging to the northern border. Why do you think they're doing that? It's because they're worried about Hezbollah. They're worried about Hezbollah attacking them. If Hezbollah attacks them, number one, they've got a problem on its face. And number two, they potentially have a problem with Iran. Yeah, that would be a big problem. Iran, which may have atomic weapons. We're not 100% sure, and they might test them on Israel, which, again, could cause World War III, so it'd be a problem. We're not 100% sure about that. It's a little bit different. Hamas is effectively a relatively small group of militants. Hezbollah is a modern military force. several 100,000 people. They are properly trained. They're ready to go. They've got all the toys that make the noise. They've got tanks and everything else. That would be a problem for Israel to deal with. I don't know exactly how they would hold up. I had someone the other day, they sent me a DM, and they were talking about Iron Dome because I made a video saying that I was skeptical that Iron Dome could hold up against a sustained Hezbollah attack. And they said, well, it held up under, and under simulations at least. It holds up under a full attack by the U.S. military, and so it should be able to hold up against Hezbollah. Firstly, simulation and live fire are not the same. Secondly, there are always ways that they can try to circumvent it, which you wouldn't get during necessarily that kind of simulation. And third, this would be a sustained attack. We're talking weeks and weeks of bombardment as opposed to an all-in-one attack. And so I would be skeptical, actually, about whether Iron Dome can compensate for Hezbollah. Well, I guess we'll probably and unfortunately get to see that. It could cause World War III. So it's not exactly what we want to see. It's what we might see. Let's see. Tasmanon, I think it will be Tulsi Sticks. Watch and see. If it's Tulsi Gabbard, I will be very, very happy if she's the VP pick. Stinky Shoes, take my chick's money. I'm going to rolling in it soon. I just bought 60 chickens, and they're rolling in their chicken tractor. It has a lot of clucking power. Excellent. Yeah, if you got 60 chickens, you got something in the world. Sigilstone, happy Monday, Hebrews and She-Brews. Did Sticks ever get around to watching that Seth review of the Chinese game or watch any of the reviews? Funny dude. Haven't yet. No, unfortunately. You got to realize I'm a busy man. Holy shit. Mark Guidetti, you're wrong. CCP initiated the pact with Russia and North Korea. You've got to understand optics within the Eastern Bloc as opposed to on paper signing. This is quite clearly the Russians and the North Koreans and the North Koreans drawing closer together and sort of thumbing their nose at China. That's the only way that I can interpret it. I've studied this in an anthropological sense. I've studied the history of it. You've got to understand it wasn't until fairly recently that Russia and China were anything other than adversaries. Wow, from what I've heard, a lot of Hezbollah's senior commanders with decades of experience have been taken out over the past few months. Can even the odds. Yeah, but when you've got that kind of manpower, you still got a problem. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we already covered that news story. By the way, my eyes are a little bit tired because, as you can see, the baby decided to fuck around with the glasses. And so they're not entirely adjusted. You can see me without glasses on for a minute here. And, yeah, I've got 10,000 problems. I get 10,000 problems, but having a smoothie ain't one. Trump says he's chosen a vice president, but he hasn't told them that they've been chosen. Former president previously said he'd announce near convention. Campaign leased plane for running mates travel, person says. Yes, apparently they've actually... All right. Apparently they've actually leased a plane for the future vice president, and it is the future vice president. There's a 90% chance that Donald Trump wins election. Joe Biden is probably going to flunk at the first debate. After that, he's not going to have much of a chance. And so it's probably going to be Donald Trump 2024. It's not even, in my opinion, going to be close. Former President Donald Trump said he's made up his mind on who he'll select as vice presidential nominee, but he hasn't told the Republicans vying for the position his decision yet. Trump said during a stop Saturday at a cheesesteak restaurant in Philadelphia that his running mate would be attending next Thursday's presidential debate in Atlanta, according to an NBC News reporter at the event. While his showdown with President Joe Biden doesn't have an audience, many of the top vice presidential contenders, including North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, that would be D-list, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, that'd be C-list. It's okay. And Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, that'd be B-list. That's a little bit better. Are expected to attend a watch party hosted by the Trump campaign. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee, he is the presidential nominee, but okay, has previously said he would announce his choice at or shortly before the Republican National Convention, which begins July 15th in Milwaukee. So effectively, we've got 3 weeks left. That's as long as he has. By the way, July 11th is his sentencing for his felony counts in the Manhattan court. Keeping in mind, he can always appeal. So, I mean, the can will get kicked down the road. Apache, I'm a couple hours away from Atlanta, and I'm thinking about going during the debates. Not sure if it's a good idea, but it should be interesting. Good luck getting a ticket. I think at this point it's probably sold out. The campaign has... This keeps like making clicking noises, and I'm not exactly sure why. There's a light right above me. And I don't know, maybe this is going to be an earthquake. That'd be funny. But Trump may decide to make the announcement earlier, in part to distract for coverage of his July 11th sentencing on 34 felony counts in a New York hush money case. The campaign has ratcheted up preparations for after Trump's running mate is chosen. It has rented a private jet for the vice presidential candidate between July to November, according to the person who requested anonymity to discuss the efforts. It could have been Donald Trump himself. That's pretty straightforward. I actually believe this anonymous source, which is more than I'll give them under most circumstances. Sigil Stone, be hilarious if he didn't announce his running mate until the inauguration. And if he's going to announce during the debate, it'd deflate Trump real well if Biden canceled. Yeah. My expectation is he announces probably earlier than that. He'll do that before the debate. I think that he claimed that he was going to do it before the debate. I think that was his claim. We're not 100% sure, though, because, I mean, it's Donald Trump we're dealing with. So, you know, you can never be 100% sure. Hard to buy apple banana. I'm taking it a little bit on the easy side today. It's fairly hot out. It will be for the next few days. I've got to do my other live stream with the quartering later, actually. That will be, by the way, at, what was it? It'll be 7 p.m. local, so I think that's 1 p.m. Eastern time. Or 5 p.m. GMT. Wow. For the world's sake, we need Donald Trump back. MAGA. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, we're going to end up with literal World War III if we don't. I've got potassium iodide. I've got guns and ammunition. I've got a whole bunch of MREs and everything else under the sun, body armor and all sorts of cool stuff. I'd rather just like look at it in the closet and not have to use it. Okay. I'm getting slightly worried. I'm wondering if you can hear that. Can you hear that? Can you hear that like weird clicking? All right. Okay, you can hear it. Aussie's Robots. Did you see Russia claims a missile attack was orchestrated by the U.S.? What are the odds? Deep State Hail Mary is World War III, martial law, suspended elections. Suspended elections won't happen, but if they could start World War III, they'd probably like it. They would love it if everyone died. They don't give a shit about people. Just a sec here. Oh, yeah, now we've got to talk about the sick man of Europe. I hate to tell you, Europeans, I happen to be in the Netherlands right now, but the sick man of Europe is the European Union itself. You know, the sick man of Europe used to be applied to the Ottoman Empire. The idea was that you had a country that had European territory, but it was ailing. It was falling behind. it didn't really, it wasn't keeping up to snuff. And eventually, you know, it had fucking problems as a result. That was the Ottoman Empire 100 years ago. Now it's the European Union itself. You've got all sorts of crazy rules. You've got all sorts of crazy currency deals. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Farage is probably going to snuff it out, actually. And on July 4th, the UK has its election. The old Tory party might go the way of the dinosaur in favor of the Reform Party, actually. Nigel Farage once again doing it. You've got Le Pen rising up. You've got AFD rising up. I'm trying to concentrate with this fucking lamp up here. I don't know exactly what's the problem. You've got nationalistic parties rising. You have PVV here in the Netherlands. You've got other parties, certainly Orban in Hungary, et cetera, et cetera. Europe is having problems. The fact is that the larger project of the post-national union that is the European Union is not working. It's not working for the average person. Here's the problem. It would be one thing if it distressed the political class. Okay, so they're nationalistic and it pisses them off that they're part of the European. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. The problem is that it distresses the average person. And therefore, there's your problem. In Eastern Europe, you've got distress over migrants. In Southern Europe, you've got distress over currency. In Northwest Europe, you've got distress over, well, basically everything, especially having to provide welfare for the less fortunate countries. And so it doesn't really work for anyone. The European Union is dying, and I suspect that within our lifetimes, it'll be completely dead. The sick man of Europe, ironically enough, is Europe. And that's the whole problem. My hope is that the Europeans can get their shit together and not have a total collapse or something like that. All you have to do is decouple your currency. That helps with the Southern Europeans. Stop with the migrant bullshit. That helps with the Eastern Europeans. Stop expecting unlimited handouts. Well, there's the Northwest Europeans. And then everyone's happy. All you have to do is have the ability to move between countries, work within countries unlimitedly, and call it a day. That's all you need for your union. That and having some general military capability. But the thing is, you're all in NATO. So why are you worried in the military sense? The United States is already making sure that you're all safe. Just do what Donald Trump is telling you to do and pony up the proper amount of money per month, and everything's fine. Curtis Thompson, check for snakes. Spicy Potato. Hey, Sticks, do you think the election results swing? Yeah, Jesus. Right respective to the polls, such as 2016 and 2020, or left to the polls, such as 2022? It'll be hard to tell. I need more polling data before I can make an expectation on that. Money Drip. News tip sent your way via X. Jihadist attack in Russia. Ooh, goodness. There's been a terrorist attack in Russia. We'll take a look at that. Then we'll get to our merch sponsors. Swamp Donkey. Trump being a mild reformer is just kicking the can down the road. Trump's rubber stamping of migrants who get mug diploma is a terrible idea. Yeah, we can talk about that separately. I have mixed feelings about that one. Let's see. Russia and Dagestan. At least 9 have been killed today after jihadist gunmen attacked a synagogue, Orthodox church, and police station in a coordinated attack. The attacks took place in the cities of Derbent and, I'm going to mispronounce this, my apologies, Makakala, with a priest reportedly beheaded. The attacks have not yet been claimed, but were likely carried out by ISIS militants. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'd say that's a big... So condolences to the priest who got beheaded. Jesus. Low Church Crusader. Deus Volts or Sticks. Protectionism or free trade? Protectionism and free trade. It depends on the situation. Mainly free trade. I happen to be a libertarian, generally speaking. So yeah, the Europe itself is the unfortunately the dying force in Europe itself. I have a feeling it won't be 10 years before the sick man croaks, and it'll be a big problem. Unfortunately, then you might go in the opposite direction. So you may throw out like free trade, free travel, and stuff like that. That should be retained. Absolutely, a person from Hungary should be able to travel to France. Absolutely, a person from the Netherlands should be able to travel to Germany. I mean, it makes sense economically, diplomatically, everything else under the sun. But you've got to have some sort of, you've got to interiorize it. You can't have it open to literally everyone in the world. It's just not feasible. Even in my case, like I'm from the United States. I'm capable of traveling anywhere in Europe that I want to. I don't even have citizenship in the Netherlands. All I have is residency. It is a bit unfair when you think about it. Should I be able to travel to other countries, just because the Netherlands says I'm okay? Well, maybe, maybe not. After judge tosses Nevada fake electors case, AG says he will appeal immediately. Defense attorneys argued that the case should have been brought in Carson City or Reno, where the alleged crimes occurred, rather than Las Vegas, the bluest city in Nevada. Yes, some people were crowing about this, and I got a lot of news tips about this. The fake electors case in Nevada, don't read too much into it. This is a case over venue. This has nothing to do with the legality of fake electors or anything like that. They're going to throw the wall at them in the end. They're going to put them in jail. It has nothing to do with that. The only reason they threw it out was because they were trying to bring the case in Las Vegas, but the electors weren't from Las Vegas. Effectively, you're looking at nothing more than a legal venue change. That's the only thing that you're seeing here. Clark County District Court Judge Mary J. Holthus on Friday sided with the defense attorney's argument that Las Vegas was the wrong venue for the case. So again, this has nothing to do with the case itself. It only has to do with where the case is going to be tried. Holthus scrapped the trial, which was slated to begin in January. Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford said his office will take up the case with the state Supreme Court. The judge got it wrong and will be appealing immediately, he said in a statement. You'll lose your appeal, by the way, because it's self-evidently correct. You can go ahead and try the case. That's perfectly fine, but you're not going to be able to try it in a venue that has absolutely nothing to do with the residency of the people that you're trying to try. That's generally frowned upon. In December, a grand jury in Clark County indicted 6 Republicans who participated in the so-called fake electors scheme. State GOP Chairman Michael McDonald, National Party Committee member Jim DeGraffenreid, Clark County Republican Party Chairman Jesse Law, National and Douglas County Committee member Sean Meehan, Story County Clerk Jim Hendel, and Eileen Rice, a Republican from the Lake Tahoe area. McDonald and DeGraffenreid last year also appeared before a Washington, D.C. grand jury investigating the January 6th insurrection. All pleaded not guilty. Defense attorneys had argued the case should have been brought in Carson City or Reno, where the alleged crimes actually occurred, rather than in Las Vegas, the bluest city in the state and where several of the defendants live. The judge is correct to move the venue, but keeping that in mind, it doesn't mean that they get a fair trial. It doesn't mean that they don't get found guilty. In the end, they probably will. So, it's a little bit of a mixed bag on that one. Let's see. The Nerdwire, FCC stated Biden has not connected one person to low-income subsidized high-speed internet with the $42 billion infrastructure bill. What a grift. When Trump gets in, he needs to audit all this bullshit waste money. Yeah, agreed. Sigil Stone, I know how to fix Europe and the Fourth Reich. It's called After Starting 2 World Wars, Germany Can't Be Trusted with Power and Sovereignty. Yeah, break it up into those little city-states again, like Gotha and stuff like that. Problem solved. Anyways, let's get to our sponsors, our merch partners. Then we'll get to the last couple of news stories here. We're going to keep it short today, by the way. We're not up until half an hour here, but we do need to keep it short. We've got a bunch of other stuff to do, including making a loading salad for dinner tonight. One with lots of egg and avocado and shit like that. We have pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get belt chains, keychains, bookmarks, amulets, and much, much more. Engraved spoons also available. Use code STICKS, by the way, on their site. BiltongUSA.com or AntonsUSA.com, where you can get delicious biltong. And the kangaroo has just come in. I don't believe it's available yet. You can get elk, though, so that's a blessing. Lots of Cabernet and stuff like that. Use code STICKS for free shipping. WickedNeedleEmbroidery.BigCartel.com, the land of Sticks, Hex, and Hammer hats. Several varieties and colors available. People were asking for those. As soon as I came out with one, I had like 100 comments on that video. Where can I get one? Well, you can get it on WickedNeedleEmbroidery.BigCartel.com. Don't worry about it. Just grab one. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, land of the seed survival bucket, as well as the land of Sticks, Hex, and Hammer soap. It's got cedar. It's got clove. It's got blueberry. It smells amazing. So just trust me. Get one of the Sticks, Hex, and Hammer soap boxes. As long as they're available, you're probably going to want one of those. Websterswares.com/sticks-wares. We've got knives. We've got jackets. We've got flags. We've got, pretty much anything under the sun. So just peruse their store. And also on their main store, if you take out the sticks-wares, you can get Trump merchandise too. So you can get Trump flags and things like that. Jamandbean.com, JAMNbean.com, the land of delicious coffee and delicious tea. Mainly the Costa Rica blend, though, because it's literally my favorite coffee of all time. Like, I want to supply everyone in the world with the Costa Rica blend, and then you'd never have to deal with like shitty coffee. You go to the car dealership or something. It's like rot gut. It's been there for several hours. No. Yeah, no problem. We'll get Jam and Bean up in that bitch and we'll figure it out. MTPew.com. That is MTPEW.com, where you can get ammunition. We've got pistol and rifle ammunition available. 5.56, 223, 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, 45 ACP, etc. And there's both range brass, refilled, and newly manufactured ammunition available there. And finally, brickmuseum.com in Bellaire, Ohio. Yes, indeed. Go there for a visit. I'm going to be going there at some point. I'm going to get a posse going. We're going to all go together and see the Legos because it looks pretty fucking cool. Go to their site and you can see for yourself. I was a Lego kid. Oh boy, was I a Lego kid. Like as in several big tanks like this wide, that big, full of Legos. I gave them away to some poor kid, actually. He liked Legos a lot. And my uncle was like, he doesn't, his family doesn't have a lot of money, and if you could help him, I'm like, take the fucking Legos. I slightly regret it, but I'm happy to have made a kid happy. Okay. At the same time, though, I'm like, damn, I could be playing with Legos right now. Low Church Crusader, can I please get a shout out for the 1776 project? Yes, absolutely. By the way, I support the Low Church. Good on you. Tigers are my totem, $5. No comment, thank you. Lego Creation 06. Yes, you came on as soon as I left for the walk. Have a good day or night. Yeah, right now it's midday here, and it's also hot as fuck. Swamp Donkey. Believing the Germans started either world war is big smooth brain energy. Oh, no. You don't have to believe that they started them. The First World War had nothing to do with Germany initially. It had to do with the Black Hand, actually. And World War II, Hitler correctly gauged that Stalin was going to invade Poland anyway. So, they came to blows. That being said, I don't side with the Third Reich. People may be surprised to understand that because supposedly I'm a Nazi. No, I believe in Team America. I don't always believe in what my country does, but I always believe in my country. Just a second. Sigil Stone. Germanic tribes contributed to most of the fall of Rome. Germany has been attempting to annihilate civilization in Europe for thousands of years. That may be a little bit of an oversimplification. To be clear, I have nothing wrong. I have no problem with people who are Germanic. That being said, there is nuance in foreign policy that most people do not wish to discuss because it's politically incorrect to do so, or it's culturally incorrect to do so. Ramon C. GTC, you imagine the chicken guy is African American. Yeah, that may be actually funny. We'll go to that really quickly. Spectrum Call Center. For those of you that didn't see the video that I made earlier, this is fucking hilarious. Prepare to be amazed. Spectrum Call Center in Charlotte, this is North Carolina, reportedly provided fried chicken and watermelon to employees for Juneteenth. And I was thinking to myself, where's the okra and where's the collard greens and the Cools or the Newports? Something like that. Give them a pack of Newports, give them some Malt 40s, some grape drank, something like that. Oh my God. The staff at the Spectrum Call Center on West Arrowwood Road in Charlotte are fuming over being served fried chicken and watermelon on Juneteenth. By the way, I bet it was only like one or two of the employees that actually complain. The day commemorates the liberation of enslaved people in Galveston, Texas in 1865, following the Civil War and President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation 2 years prior. After publishing the story earlier, we did manage to snag a photo of what the call center was serving its employees and a copy of the letter from the VP, Marco Pizzuto, to the employees. Doesn't look like bad fried chicken. I mean, I'll give them that. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible either. Yeah. And the thing is, if you look at this picture, the thumb that's clearly on the plate, that is a African-American individual. Yeah. I wonder who complained about this. I mean, you snapped a picture of it, so it's not exactly a surprise. Let's get this straight. If you serve watermelon and fried chicken to people on the slavery holiday, that's going to generally be conceived of as bigoted now, isn't it? It's not the same as a microaggression, drinking milk, manspreading. I like to do that. Or something. No. This is actual bigotry. Like somebody did this on purpose. This was quite clearly on purpose. There's no other way to construe it. Nobody could possibly have accidentally chosen fried chicken and water for the slavery holiday. It's impossible. It would be 1 in a million. It's much easier to just say they chose it on purpose because they were trying to troll. Now, kudos to you. It's an epic troll. It's hilarious. I do find it humorous. I'm not offended in any way. But, there are going to be some people who, bat their eyes at this. Jesus Christ. Wow. As Malcolm X said, the enemy is the white liberal. Agreed. Yeah. Or in this case, whoever did the catering. When I read this story, I just couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it was real at first. I figured it was a joke of some sort, but it wasn't. King of Biltong, good morning from Anton's Meat and Eat. Free shipping for your biltong using code STICKS on biltongusa.com and antonsusa.com. We have bison, elk, kangaroo, and venison in stock. Get them before they are extinct. You'd best be getting me 1 bag of that kangaroo. Just to be clear, Anton, I need that. I need this in my life. Sigil Stone, Juneteenth doesn't celebrate some dumb shit in Texas. It celebrates the execution of the Rosenbergs for their treason against the U.S. for the Soviets. Don't notice things, stop noticing. Yes, indeed. It happens to fall on the same day. Yeah, fuck the Rosenbergs. They decided to create the Cold War. How lovely. I mean, you made us wonderful sitcoms, made us wonderful Christmas videos, you made us wonderful music and all that sort of stuff. It's just that you almost started, the end of the world in the process. I guess we wouldn't have Fallout without the Rosenberg, so we have to You know, we have to congratulate them. Can leeches leap? New video may help answer that debate. Apparently, the answer is yes. And there's a GIF in there. You can link in the description, archived, of course, but the GIF is still working. Yes, leeches are indeed capable of jumping short distances. That's terrifying because that means that it's not just like they're wallowing around in the water and you put your legs in and, you know, you get a couple leeches, maybe you have to pull them off. It's more like, hey, a leech just leapt onto your neck while you were walking through the rainforest in Madagascar, and there's nothing you can do about that because you probably didn't feel it hit you. There is actually a GIF here, and it shows quite clearly a leech taking a jump. This is apparently a centuries-old argument. There was an let me read some of this verbatim. In the 1300s, Islamic traveling chronicler Ibn Battuta noted that in what is now Sri Lanka, a flying leech lurks on trees and weeds near water and leaps to the person who happens to pass it. Doubters, at least as early as 1838, dismissed this as just mistaking falling for flying, if indeed leeches really were able to get up into trees and shrubs to begin with. One hurdle to resolving the debate is that it's surprisingly hard to define jump, says Tesler, now at City University of New York's Medgar Evers College. For us, it was about active propulsion. And yes, he ranks the problem as something that a leech biologist would sit around in a bar talking about for sure. And you put one in your alcohol and drink it back, just like those worms that they put in the, what is it called, in the fucking tequila. Of the 800 or so named leech species now known, many stay in water. But the jumping debate involves land dwellers. Fahmy and Tesler propose that a jump is an intentional movement that muscularly propels the organism outward and or upward. That definition, they say, could apply to vertebrates as well as to squishy, legless life. And if you look at that GIF, that's clearly a jump. That's not just falling. It's propelling itself on purpose. And so, in my opinion, the conversation is over. The leech species they're applying the definition to, however, is not one of the very few previously proposed leapers, such as Sri Lanka's storied Hemiptera picta, or tiger leech. Instead, this candidate is one of Madagascar's ho-hum brown Shonobella prowling near the rainforest floor. In her 2017 phone video, an upright leech sways, makes a small move towards the edge of a leaf, and then goes over the air, into the air over the edge. This is quite clearly leaping. And so, I mean, if it can happen in Sri Lanka, I'm assuming that it can. I mean, if it can happen in Madagascar, I'm assuming it can happen in Sri Lanka. So, yeah, next time you're in the rainforest, keep in mind, I'm sorry, but some of those leeches are capable of, you know, catapulting themselves sideways. Good luck. I will not be joining you. Grant M. To addiction strugglers, get active. Getting to sleep is easier when exhausted. Pass out. Happy Monday, 3 months sober today and down 20 pounds. Feels good. Congratulations to you. Excellent job. Keep it up. Just a sec. Cam 2425 IA. It's definitely a joke, and fuck them if they can't take a joke. I'm of two minds here. Number one, it is a joke. It was quite clearly done on purpose for humorous purposes. But you've got to understand how any black employee there is going to be like, what the fuck is happening? And those employees, you got to understand, if I own a company, I don't want any of my employees to feel uncomfortable. Black, white, red all over, male, female, gay, straight. I don't give a fuck. You're making money for me. That's the whole point of the company. So if somebody calls in an order on Juneteenth, on the slavery holiday, for fried chicken and watermelon, naturally there's going to be a little bit of a problem. Now, isn't there? They'll say, oh, shit, I fucked up. Somebody that I hired obviously didn't do the right thing. Nah, this is going to be a bad day for me. Ah, shit. The WAPO is calling me. And now CNN is calling me. Shit, why am I getting an email from Fox News? And then you have to deal with that. It's the whole point of a business. I have no problem with it, but I'm not black. That's the long and short of it. Zach Webster, expect debate questions to be about climate, Gaza, and J6. Yeah, I know. The presidential debate is not going to be fair. Not in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, we're going to cancel this last news story because I've got to go and do a couple of other things. It's just about somebody rented a unit over in the UK, and the owners of the unit, they went abroad, they went on vacation, and they dumped a bunch of soil in their house, and they started growing weed in their house. And so it was hilarious. It'd be funny to do that. Rent somebody's home and then completely wreck it. And then they have to go through court in order to requisition, what's theirs. Sigil Stone, Leaping Tiger Leeches, get A24 on the phone. I got an idea for a shocky horror movie. And there was a debate. We knew worms could jump. You knew your Kazu Matsu is done when the maggots stop jumping. Goodness. Aussie's robots. Informal observation women get brainwashed into liberalism early on. Missionary work is a big one, and then sequestered in women-only groups for life. Missionary position work is also hard work, mainly done by women. I have no problem with this, by the way. But to several people that are complaining about what I had to say about the fried chicken and watermelon thing, I don't claim that it's not funny. I find it fucking hilarious. I laughed fairly heartily when I saw the article. But if you own a business and something like that happens and you get dogpiled by the legacy media, you get dogpiled by craftivistic groups and stuff, you're going to have to take action. And so whoever decided to greenlight such a thing, they're probably in big trouble. It wouldn't matter if there were no black people working at this Spectrum Center at all. It would still be conceived of by some white liberal as being insensitive, and then they lose their investors, they lose their backers. Then all of a sudden they get investigated for some reason or something like that. It's just the way that it works. Is it right? No. I think people should be able to tell any joke that they want, and I think stuff like that is funny. Is it clearly on the nose? Somebody made a conscious decision to serve the fried chicken and watermelon on Juneteenth. Yes, it's quite clearly, it's self-evidently something that somebody concocted as a joke in their own mind. It was not on accident. Wow, news tip for tomorrow. Beirut had a report of arms at their airport, had journalists over to disprove, but the journos were forbidden from the cargo area. That's not good. Last time Beirut had a weapons problem, most of the port was vaporized, actually. If you haven't seen the Beirut explosion, by the way, or Tianjin, by the way, everyone, look that up. Anyways, I'm going to go offline. I thank you to the almost 4,000 people who tuned in live. But I've got a little bit of a sinus problem. Actually, the plants are fucking today. I've got to go live with the quartering later, and I've run out of news topics. Oh, no. And at some point, I've got to eat because I've got to make a loaded salad with lots and lots of hard-boiled egg and extreme amounts of avocado. That's where the protein comes from. Once in a while, having a vegetarian meal is perfectly fine. The quartering may not understand this, but we'll forgive him for now. Scarfy the Strange, can I get a shout out for my friend's new business? It's Global Copello Technology. She does cybersecurity consulting and tutoring. At first, I thought you were going to say cybering. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. That sounds good. Anyways, I'm going to go offline, and I'll be back on tomorrow with more news. Keep in mind, on Thursday, I'm going to be conking out. I'm not going to do my live stream on Thursday, the normal one, but probably early the next day, I'm going to do the debate stream. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live on Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything, because if I have to go live at like 3, 4 a.m., I'm not exactly going to be energetic enough to do much of anything. So yeah, that's about all. Peace out.